co-stars.
Did you listen to me? No.
I do listen to you. Of course I do listen to you.
I'm just kidding, yeah.
I was shortlisted for Laila Majnu and I was I think 22 that time. I went to the screening just to know like what did I miss, and that's when I was like, who is this girl? She was so...
People are going to talk, even if you do good, even if you do bad. People are going to talk. So you rather do what you truly believe in and what you like, because this is your life. You really put in your 100% when you're doing a film, whether it's a commercial film, whether it's a Kala or Bulbul.
आपकी जिंदगी में धड़क 2 की अहमियत क्या थी और है?
I think
I know you guys have been really waiting for this interview because at Just to Film Me, we love love and we love love stories. The stars of Dhadak 2 are with me, Tripti and Siddhant. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having us.
I am very excited about your movie and I know that you've been promoting it quite a bit. Where are you at in terms of the excitement? Like, honestly, if I did a vibe check, where are you at?
I'm very, very excited. I mean, it's a very special film for me. It's something I'm very proud of. And I think I'll always be. There are literally butterflies in my stomach right now. I'm really very excited for people to watch this film. Because, as I said, it is beautifully made. Shazia is brilliant. I've spoken to everybody about her. She's just someone who has a very different voice. And it was a pleasure to work with her and Siddhant on Dhadak.
Vibe check?
I've taken your name. See? He's been asking me to take his name.
You think I would do that?
But you were happy. You were happy.
I'm always
Wow,
happy.
he's surprised.
I'm very, very excited. This film has its own journey, I feel. It took some time. We got like some roadblocks, but finally it's out there, and I feel more than us as actors, promoting this film, I think it's a very important film to be out there.
Yeah.
In terms of the craft and what you want to say, and the people who have worked on it. Shazia Iqbal, it's her first film, and the way she's directed this film with, with purity and sensitivity, at the same time keeping that romance, that intensity alive. It's a very, I think, tough thing to kind of hit that
balance.
equilibrium between a mainstream and, having
Something to say.
Something to say and the craft. So she's done it beautifully, and I think it's a very important film for, I think, all of us, the people who have watched it. Yeah. So I'm very excited for the world to watch it.
I'm looking forward to it, and I also know that I'm also excited because it's you too, and to be really honest, because I feel like with you, Tripti, for example, there are two sets of fans. There's the Bulbul, Kala, Laila Majnu universe, and then there is the new fans who discovered you, and then national crush and all that. Where are you at right now? Because it's so interesting how both these phases, I would say, for you as an actor, have kind of like just gotten over. So where are you at right now?
I'm very happy, honestly, with whatever's happened in the past 2-3 years, with the kind of films I've done. I think that with every film, I've learned something new about myself and about my craft. I found out what works for me, what doesn't work for me, what is it that people, like watching on screen when it's me on the screen. And I think doing different kind of films gives you a perspective, and I think I've always, as an actor, wanted to do, different genres so that I learn a lot from them, I feel. And it's been interesting, yeah. I mean, I've been reading all the comments, and I'm glad that people like the trailer for Dhadak. This is one film that I'd been waiting for, and it's just been a beautiful journey, and I hope that people keep, supporting me as an actor, because you really put in your 100% when you're doing a film, whether it's a commercial film, whether it's a Kala or Bulbul. Whichever film I've done, I've given my 200%.
Yeah.
Now, whether it translates or it doesn't translate, you make mistakes, you falter sometimes, but I feel that is the journey that everybody goes through.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of learning for me these past 2 years.
Amazing. With you, I think, there was a phase of the angry young man as Bachchan Sahab. With you, it's the intense young man. Have you ever thought about it? MC Sher was intense, and then Yudhra was intense, and this one is intense. I want to ask you specifically, how did you, because there has to be chemistry, our love story hai. But what helps you in bring that as an actor?
See, I see every film as an independent film, and every director comes with a vision, and whatever they have thought, the world building is their job, and for us to just, absorb that, and that's the basic which I follow. I just listen. I think that's the most underrated thing to do. You just have to listen to the actors, to your co-stars.
Did you listen to me? No.
I do listen to you. Of course, I do listen to
I'm
you.
just kidding, yeah.
I do listen to her a lot. And my director, producers, everyone. So I'm listening. I'm always listening. Even the audience's reaction, around the film, post the film, the reviews, everything. I am absorbing everything, which kind of uh, makes you feel a little, cluttered in your head at times. But that's our job, You've chosen to be here, so you have to keep listening and absorbing things where you can better yourself in terms of chemistry or intensity or the choices you're making in a film.
Fair enough. I think what is also an advantage is you all are such contemporaries of each other that it's impossible that you've not seen each other's work. What was the work that you saw of each other and that perhaps you were impressed and you said, you know what, I've seen her do this or I've seen him do that. This will be a fun project to do.
I think he's been good in every film that he's done. And Gully Boy was one of my favorites because it was his first as a, it was your first, right?
Yeah.
In Jin.
Yeah,
Before that, you'd
first
done
film.
shows, but I first discovered him in Gully Boy, and I think he was just so confident.
Yeah.
And I was like, for a newcomer to act alongside Ranveer Singh, who's already an established actor, and play his mentor, just that confidence that he brought to the screen, I was like, wow, how did he do that? Because, when you see something like that, you place yourself in that person's position.
Yes.
And I was like, I would be damn scared if I had to play this part. But he just did it beautifully.
Amazing. High praise. Your turn.
Laila Majnu. And I'll tell you, I was shortlisted for Laila Majnu, and I was, I think, 22 that time. Very close. And the thing is, the guy had to be a little older than the girl. I didn't know who was going to be playing the girl. That time it was my audition round days. So I auditioned for the part, but they thought I was a little too young. So I grew my beard and all. My brother had he bought a new camera, so he shot me in that, and I made a folder. I mailed them the profile. Obviously, it didn't work out because I don't know, for some reason. And then I got to know that she's doing it. So I remember I went to the screening of Laila Majnu. Just to know like what did I miss, and that's when I was like, who is this girl? She was so beautiful. She was so like that innocence and purity which you have. She had that, and surprisingly she still kind of has it. When I was acting with her in Dhadak 2, I could still see that purity in her somehow. Even though it's been like 6, 8, 9 years for her in the industry, and you kind of happen to lose that eventually. And the same thing I found in, I think, Kala, Bulbul, and her performances were gripping. The intensity was there. That I often tell her that she has this little thing of she's very she comes across as very nurturing. At the same time, she's very independent and fearless. This combination I haven't seen in a while. Either somebody who's very nurturing is more like submissive, and the people who are very independent and fearless are very selfish. It comes across as that, but she has the best of both the worlds, and
Kya
that.
baat hai? We should only make Siddhant talk about
Yeah,
us. This
na?
is lovely. It's amazing. We're also sitting on a Saturday where yesterday Saiyaara has blown up.
Yeah.
And I feel so good about it because you know what? This is another love story that's done well.
Yeah.
What do you guys feel? Are you happy for that happening?
Of course, I'm very happy, and I feel, it took me back to when I first joined the industry, and it was my first film. And, you're so excited, you're so nervous, there's a lot of things that are going on in your head. And for newcomers to do so well, it's a blessing. And I think every film should do well. Every actor should go back home happy and smiling, and, it just keeps you inspired, keeps you motivated. And yeah, I'm just very, very happy for them. And I'm hoping that all the other films that are coming now, more and more people go and watch those
the
films.
movies. Watch the movies.
Because,
yeah.
it's very important to bring people back to theatres.
Theatres, yeah, absolutely.
And I'm glad that this is finally happening. And love stories are coming back. I think they had disappeared for quite some time, and
Yes.
people were missing watching romance on screen.
I know,
And I
yeah.
think this film has brought people back to
Yeah.
the theatres, and it's just a wonderful feeling.
I think with two of you, what's also interesting is that the role that you're playing in the film is where you all are representing people, okay, who may not have the same sort of privilege as everybody else. But also, it's so meta because here you are on this poster and you've had struggle in your own life to get where you are. Did that resonate with you, Siddhant? And how did you bring your own life into this character?
It did. I would say a lot of it. Like when I heard the script, it kind of took me back to everything that has been, I've been through. Obviously, not saying that, this is much more intense, deals with a much more, grave issue. But somewhere as an actor, and as a person, I felt like, wow, this story needs to be told because I can feel it. I can feel something for this part. I instantly jumped on it because I was like, I have to tell this story and I have to do this, and let's see, how much do I let me compare how I did, how I reacted in a situation like that and how the character would. And that was very interesting actually. I realized the character was, Nilesh was way too strong than I ever thought. And after the film I realized, oh, I should have been like that.
Wow.
Yeah, the thing to be resilient, the thing to stand your own ground, to be respectful, but
Fearless.
at the same time fearless, to have your own voice, and yeah, so all of these things, that I felt like, wow, it inspired me to be, I think, to deal with situations better after the film. So it did resonate a lot. When you watch the film, I mean, we'll talk after that, and you'll know that. I mean, right now I can't tell you how I kind of got there, but I think that's only when.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
talk about
we'll
it,
talk.
yeah.
Because he said Nilesh, I want to say that Vidhi, what I love about her is her hair. It's so random I'm saying this.
No, of course.
But I'll tell you why I say this. It's because it's got this element of it's not being a heroine. उसके बाल straight नहीं है, उसके बाल एक certain way से रखे हैं. And I feel it's also a place of both of you coming from, you're saying that there is no place for vanity here. And it's also lovely and refreshing. So do you think the physical appearance of Vidhi has helped your character?
It has certainly, and I think Shazia took that call on the very first day. She said, I don't want to put any makeup on you. I don't want checks happening in between. I don't want your hair to be blow dried because it'll take away from the film. I want her to be real. I want her to, look like a real person and not like a done-up heroine. Of course, that works for certain films, but here she said, I don't want any of that because I want people to connect with her. I want people to, when they watch her on screen, they should feel like, okay, I'm this girl.
Yeah.
And for that, I think it was very, very important. And, I also felt sort of free while I was performing because there was no checks happening when I was in the scenes. Mascara is dripping down, nothing. And she's like, no checks. I want, you go to college, you put whatever, your liner, mascara, and if you get in a fight with someone, you'll cry, this will happen. I want it to stay like this.
That's amazing.
And it really, really made me feel free, made me feel like, okay, I just have to be here. I don't have to think about how I'm looking, whether my hair is straight or not. If you watch the trailer, there is that shot where we are doing this. My hair is everywhere, but it just looks so good.
It looks real.
Yeah.
And that's why I like it. I want to take you back to the day when you signed this film, or the time in your life when you signed this film. Every film when you sign it has a specific meaning. Okay? क्या बोलते हैं ना, एक अहमियत होती है. तो उस दौर में आपकी ज़िंदगी में धड़क 2 की अहमियत क्या थी और है when you got the film?
I think lockdown चल रहा था उस वक्त. I remember. And Karan had called me. He said, go meet Shazia. She has something for you. And I went and met Shazia and Rahul. And 2 hours, they narrated the story. After that, we spoke for good 3 hours. And that changed everything. I could see the seriousness. I could see that they're not just making it for the heck of it. They actually believe in the story and they care for it. And I think finding that honesty in your director is the first step.
Sure.
And I found that honesty in both of them, and I immediately it was a no-brainer for me. Also because you've grown up with such stories. I've grown up with hearing stories from my friends and family that okay, this person is getting married to this person, and we are not going to attend the wedding function because it's not a perfect match.
Yeah.
And as a kid, you would not question it. You would be like, this is how it happens. But then now, you're like, why? But why were we doing that? 2 days back, I was talking to one of my old friends, and they're the same age as me. It's so embarrassing because I was talking about Dhadak, and they said, "Oh, but what is it about?" I said, "It's about caste system and how it's how it is still there in the society." Yeah, but it's should be there. I said, why? They say, because it's God who's done it. I was like, no, it's not. It's not done by God. Nothing. This is not God's doing. This is, we've created this. We've created this system, human beings. No. It's created by God. I was like, this end of discussion. You can't. I said, please go and watch it on 1st of August. That will give you a lot of answers.
Inshallah. Yeah. For you, अहमियत क्या थी यार इस फिल्म की?
देखिए उसके पहले आई थिंक गहराइयाँ आई थी, फ़ोन बूथ आई थी. मेरे पास ऐसी कोई स्क्रिप्ट नहीं आ रही थी जहाँ पे, बिकॉज आई कम फ्रॉम अ स्मॉल टाउन एंड आई could not. Now I'd stopped relating because see, at the initial stage of my career, whatever was available or whatever opportunities were there, which were lovely, I took on them. But now it was time. That was my phase in my life where I had to now, अब मुझे अपने से मिला. I wanted to go back to my roots. I wanted to just say stories which are more closer to who I am, my everything. Earlier it was more to do with an aspirational angle where I wanted to be more aspirational and out there. And then I realized, wait, right now is the time for good stories. And our country is, and that was exactly the time when I started. Everybody was in fact hooked on to Malayalam cinema and a lot of cinema from the south, which was very grounded, rooted. And I was like, यार ये तो हमारी कहानी जैसी
I
है
remember we spoke about this. Yeah.
And I was like, ये हम क्यों कहाँ पीछे रह गए, हम क्यों नहीं बना पा रहे हैं ये सारी चीज़ें. So then that's when I started looking for something like that. And I knew that I wanted to do a film also because I'd missed my college life because I was doing chartered accountancy and then my BCom. So I never enjoyed my college. So I wanted to do a college film for sure. I was like, I want to do a college film. And I want to do a love story because a love story tab koi nahi bana raha tha. And then I was like, something which is rooted. And exactly at that time, and I had not signed anything that time. I think this was after phone booth. For 6 months, I had not signed anything. I was hearing things and I was like, nahi. I was sitting home, growing my beard and cooking. I was like, I need to now do something now, because I let's not be a part of this cycle. We have to change the game now. And that's when Karan called me and he said that there's this film, it's a college-based film. I was like, oh, check. And it is a love story. I was like, ooh, check. And it's like, it's very rooted. I'm not sure. I'm like, listen, Karan.
Check.
I'm on my way. And I went and I heard the story from Shazia and Rahul and I was blown away. I was like, ye hi to chahiye mujhe mera, this is what I want. I want my Shiva. I want my,
I want my
Lagan. I want my,
buddy. Yes.
Yeah, I want that like intense love story, college fights, and at the same time saying something meaningful, something which touches your heart, which you take back home. Like this is cinema for me. That's how I started. My first impression of cinema is Gully Boy, which was inspiring. It was a youth anthem for everyone. So I was constantly looking for something which hits that equilibrium, which what Dangal did, what Gully Boy did, what Lagan did, 12th Fail, Lapata Ladies. So I was like, ये है कहानियाँ यार, मुझे ऐसा ये चाहिए.
At a very young age or a very early stage in your career, you've been through quite a ride. Okay, it's been a rough ride, and that's been crazy. Who did you have, okay, who told you that you should not give up and that you need to fight the good fight? Because आप बाकियों के लिए जितनी भी लड़ाइयाँ कर लें, पहले खुद के लिए लड़ना ज़रूरी है. तो उस दौर में कौन था यार?
I think I've been blessed with good friends, and my sister has always been there for me from day one. Even when I was failing at auditions, she was there and I would call her crying and she would be like, no, you have to keep doing it. Don't listen to
Wow.
the noise, just cut the noise. Don't listen to relatives, don't listen to people around you. Just keep doing it and see if it works for you. If you're not happy, that's the only time you step back.
Sure.
But as long as it makes you happy, you keep doing it. Even after all the criticism and she was the one I had stopped reading anything. She was the one who would read every comment till late at night, and then she would get stressed, and then she only realized that it's going to affect me eventually. So she said, listen, just people are going to talk, even if you do good, even if you do bad, people are going to talk. So you rather do what you truly believe in and what you like, because this is your life and you only get to live it once. So just give it your all, and you will make mistakes. You're a human being, but just learn from those mistakes, grow from those mistakes. Just don't make sure you don't repeat them, but don't just cut the noise. And I think that advice has really helped me.
Good.
A lot.
To a sister like that for everybody.
For me, I've always said that my dad, my mom, primarily, and my friends. Every time I feel like something's not right, my dad's always got something or the other to up his sleeves to say, and I was like, whoa, okay, that made sense. And then my friends, every time I feel low, I hang out with them, and then I realize, because a few of them are still trying, they're still trying to get into the industry. They are, they have been trying since, they are my seniors. In fact, I've learned so much from them. So when I hang out with them, I get to learn a lot about, not only about the craft, but about myself, because I realize for them, it's like, you've reached there. So for them, it's so special. We don't realize, because we get stuck in this and we start, microscoping those little problems which we have. But once we go a little far and we see from other people's point, we are privileged to be able to get work, to do what we do. We are privileged to be having, functional families, good health. There's so many other things. And I was like, wow. And also getting the opportunity to choose and to do things and everything we have. So I feel like that's when I speak to them, they just make me feel like, wow, there's so much more I need to do. And I need to keep it like going. So I think my friends and my family, primarily, who always
I hope
are there.
Dhadak too makes them proud.
Yes.
This one's for the sister, this one's for the fam. Thank you so much for sitting down and speaking to me. It's always a pleasure, and I wish you luck. And I hope Dhadak too, brings all the love back that we deserve in our lives. Thanks,
Thank you so
both of
much.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Hi guys, I am Siddhant Chaturvedi,
Hi, this is Tripti Dimri.
and we are on Just Too
Too
Filmy.